live. It's a damn good time podcast. It's a damn good time podcast. It's a damn good time. Ooh, it's a damn good time. Yeah, it's a damn good time. It's a damn good time podcast.
Let's go.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. My name's Steve Schaefer.
I'm Cody Adams.
And this is a Damn Good Time Podcast.
Hit him with it.
Hitting you with it once again.
Back at her.
We in the studio. Sorry, my nose itched there for a second.
Quit it.
I can't quit my nose itching. It just itches.
Why is it itching?
I don't know.
You're nervous.
Maybe a little nervous action. I don't know. Actually, maybe we'll kick it off with this. This is weird. Weird thing to kick it off with. Does your nose ever get like super dry?
Super dry, super runny, and super itchy sometimes.
I never get super
My
runny.
face gets itchy sometimes.
Well, my face gets itchy too, but that's usually like pre-workouts and shit. Like you get a little excess of like that taurine and like all the other things that are in pre-workouts, like, and then my face itches. Like I've gotten that before, but I'm just talking like my nose sucks. It's the worst nose in the world. Like
I don't know about that.
like
Sure about that?
I pick a lot of bugs. I don't eat them, but I pick them.
Can you breathe through it properly? Yeah, no, you're fine. It's not the worst nose in the world then.
Yeah. But no, it's like I feel like it's always clogged. It's always a bother. It always itches. Like I almost feel like there's like a wart or something growing in my right nostril. I think I need to talk to my doctor about this because like it just hurts constantly.
Oh, yeah, that's probably something you should get checked out. Might have like an ingrown hair in there that you need to like take out.
Jumping off of that, are you a booger picker? Do you pick your bugs?
Yeah, who doesn't?
I don't know. Some people don't.
What do they do? Just let them hang out there?
Some people just blow into tissues.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I have a tissue around, I will use a tissue to like clean it out. But most of the time, you don't. And most of the time, people are like,
Yeah.
like, hey, you got a little something there. And it's not like, you know, we're not in the 1960s anymore. We don't have hankies in our pocket. We're like, oh, sorry, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
And then let me fold my hanky back up. And then, oh, you're crying later? Here, has my boogie hanky.
Well, and I would say like I'm a habitual booger picker.
Yeah.
I'd rather just get it out of there with like a fingernail than try to blow it out because the tissues never do anything.
Yeah, we talked about this before, and you like to roll them up in your car and flick them under your seat. You're like, you flick. I'm like, I flick them out the window if I can. You're like, I roll them up, just flick them under my seat, and I get them with a vacuum later when they dry up.
We have talked about
Yeah.
this before. I'm sorry to talk about boogers once again.
No, but now this brought up another point.
Okay.
Did the hankies die because of all of our disposable paperwares?
Probably.
Because we have, you know, in the kitchen, we're always got a roll of paper towels rocking and rolling. We got tissues on demand in a box.
Yeah,
was that a luxury item back then? I mean, paper towels, I'm guessing, who knows when those first came out.
And even let's say paper tissues. You know, you get the what's the I can't think of the brand name
Kleenex?
for 'em. Kleenex, yes. Yeah. You get a Kleenex, you know. Back in the day it was literally because I remember my dad always he had a wallet in his right butt cheek and he had a hanky in his left butt cheek.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you get a bloody nose, you need to blow your nose or something. As a kid, my dad would pull his hanky out and I'd blow my nose into that, which that sounds terrible because that's more laundry.
Yeah, but, you know, you had a bunch of hankies, so you just had a hanky drawer. You just pulled out a clean hanky for the day. But that whole hanky for the whole day got old and crusty. But
yeah,
at the end of the day,
just come to think of it, I have a bunch of hankies, I guess, but I call them bandanas because I wrap them around my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's that weird, you know, they're red, blue, and they have like that weird kind of pattern to them.
well, yeah, but then you start sweating, and it's like getting in your face, and then you take your hanky and you wrap it around your head to catch the sweat.
Oh, were they wrapping boogie hankies around their
Hey,
forehead?
man, what do you want, sweat in your eyes or boogie hankies on your head?
True. You're not wrong.
You know what I mean? So
You're not wrong.
I think we're talking about a harder generation,
Dude, maybe
right?
we should bring the fucking hanky back, dude.
Maybe.
Of all the things we're bringing back, like recreate movies.
Oh, but that's not sanitary. Is what will be said, right?
You're blowing COVID in that thing and then
Right.
just putting it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Or wrapping around your head now.
And then you're flinging it around at everybody.
Yeah, what the hell happened in the world when germs were just around you?
We became more of a disposable society now, so we just throw shit away, right?
I think it's one of those things. I would actually say it's maybe more of a little theory of that they don't want you exposed to germs because germs are good for you.
Right.
I feel like your exposure to germs are good for you. The more exposed to them, the better off you are because your body builds antibodies to defend them off.
Right, and to everybody's weird germs. Like,
And now all of a sudden it's like sanitize here, wash there, do this, be super sterile. And then all of a sudden something breaks that sterile barrier and now you're sick because your body doesn't know how to handle it. So just bring them all through the sterile barrier. Don't build a sterile barrier.
sterile barrier?
I'm having a hard time.
Sterile barrier.
Sterile barrier.
Well, that is tough to say. Sterile barrier.
Tongue twister.
You say that real fast, so it's tough. Sterile barrier.
Sterile
barrier.
barrier.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one right
Yeah.
there. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
You're rolling R's the whole time.
So break that sterile barrier and let yourself,
Get a little bit of germs.
engross yourself in the germs.
Let him sneeze in your mouth.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
All right, this episode's getting pulled for some medical bullshit.
No, real quick, though. You have 2 kids,
Yeah.
very young.
Yeah.
How many times have you sat there, just played with them? And just like say, whether you're sitting up or like on your back and you have them, you have your little arms under their armpits and you're just playing with them and they just like sneeze or cough right into your mouth
Many times.
or right into your eyeballs.
Yeah.
Like say you see it coming and you're like, and you close your mouth, but you're looking at them and then you just sneeze right into your eyeballs. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Sterile barrier is broken
Yeah.
by these little germ kids.
And they're 2.5, and they give no shits in the world, right?
True.
They're picking up everything from the ground outside. Look
100%.
at this bug, Dad. I'm like, no, don't pick up this random bug. Like,
Yeah.
look at this spider. Let me pick this spider. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Dude.
They have no care.
And I'm telling you, just wait. Because they're cool now. Because their germs that they come across is like kind of in your wheelhouse. It's in your area. Wait till they go to school.
Well, they get out a little bit.
All right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
babysitters a couple days a week. Or,
Yeah.
a few days a week. So
But wait till they go to school and they're in a fucking classroom with 30 other germ-carrying pieces of shit. I'm sorry. little 30 other cute little adorable kids that carry different germs that you're not used to and they're not used to. And they come home with a weird cold and like, why do you got the sniffles, little Jacko? What's going on, buddy? And then he sneezes in your mouth and all of a sudden you get a cold. He gets a cold. Everybody in your whole house has a fucking cold now.
what the problem is because there's one kid in there who didn't leave the house, who didn't get around a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And now mom's like, all right, you got to go to school now. Well, that kid's immune system sucks.
Fucked.
He gets the cold,
Yeah.
and it's not a normal cold because his body's hyperactively trying to destroy it. And it's like, no, it's a stronger cold than anybody that's got normal antibodies that
Yeah.
gets a regular cold.
His little weak ass. His little weak
His little weak ass
It
is
doesn't
actually hyping it up.
Yeah, because it doesn't just destroy it. Because he doesn't have a strong immune system, right? His little weak ass immune
Yeah.
system like tries to
We're
attack
not
it.
medical doctors. We don't know anything what we're talking about.
Yeah.
F you, YouTube.
Dude, I got kids, and I got kids that go to school with kids, and I understand how this works. My kids know germs. I know my kids' germs. But as soon as they go back to school, like,
They get super germs.
we're a month away. We're like
Yeah.
a month away from my kids going back to school.
Oh, man, we're
Bring around all these other little germ bags.
All the germ bags.
and then they're gonna come in within like the first 2 weeks. They're gonna come in with a weird common cold that we're not used to.
Yeah.
They're gonna sneeze in my face, or they're gonna they're gonna be sneezing like, oh, sorry, buddy, here, have some Dayquil, let's get you some stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, I don't feel so good. And I'm like, oh, and then when your kids don't feel good, what are you gonna do? You're gonna cuddle them.
Right.
You're gonna cuddle them. You're gonna kiss them on their little forehead. And like, oh, buddy, I'm so sorry. Don't worry. Hey, let's just lay down, take a little nap. Let me cuddle with you. And then you cuddle with them, and then you get the germs that they're not used to, and also you aren't used to, are gonna spread right to you.
Yeah, and you accept those
And then
germs.
2 days later, you're going to work with a fucking fever and a scratchy throat and a runny nose, and you're like, God damn it. And then your kids are awesome because they bounce back after like 2 days, and then
Right.
like for 3 weeks you just have the goddamn common cold again. It's like,
Yeah, that's why you go in there and you you have every kid sneeze in your mouth right away.
Yeah.
Just get it over with. Come on, all of you little bastards.
give me a mo.
All you little germ bags. Come sneeze in my mouth, and then some teacher and parents like, sir, you need to leave.
Like, yeah. Like Henry's friends are like,
Why are you videotaping this?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
yeah, no, my kids' friends are like, what's your dad doing? He's like, he just needs to be, he needs to be,
Yeah.
exposed to the germs so he can fight them off. And I'm like, sneeze in my face, sneeze in my face. Lucy, what are you doing? Sneeze in my face.
Flashlight right in the eye. Snooze.
little Matthew, what are you doing? Look up at the light. Sneeze in my face. Like, and I'm just throwing pepper at kids, like, sneeze in my face. I need to be stronger.
It's better to have your kids take in like a piece of food and be like, have all of them lick it. That's getting weird. All right. That's all right.
Yeah,
That's all right.
no,
That's all
yeah.
right. But yeah, the germs are different everywhere, and like I feel, but I'm saying like the ones that are like really coddling their kids.
Yeah.
Those are probably the ones that are making everybody sick in this
Oh,
school.
for sure.
'Cause they didn't get out.
For
they
sure.
didn't see any other kids
And
except their cousins, who their mom calls them too.
I want to tell you this much too. My, once again, I'm not in the medical field at all. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm
We
stupid.
have no idea, YouTube. God damn it.
I'm stupid when it comes to this, but I like the airborne tablets, the little fizzy tabs.
Yeah.
They got vitamin C and a whole bunch of other vitamins in them.
Zinc.
Yeah, zinc,
Zinc's important for
a whole
your
bunch
immune
of shit.
system.
Blast your system with that. So when I feel a cold coming on, or when I feel like all my kids are going back to school, I superdose myself with those airborne tablets, and then I also get the little packets there where it's like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So I double dose. I fucking dose the fuck out of myself with some vitamin C and all the extra shit, and it seems to help.
Yeah, and I still want to know to this day like how they figured that out.
Yeah.
Did they like, all right, we got this, we can see these antibodies working in here. Let's drop a little drop of orange juice on this bad boy.
Yeah.
Look at them go crazy. They're so crazy. Oh, vitamin C works. It works. Like, how do we know what happens on a microscopic level will always probably blow my mind no matter what. And
Yeah.
I'm sure there's got to be like some proven science with
Dude,
it, right?
And even
I hope it's not like we put 50 people on vitamin C and we had 50 people on nut. And in this room, with the ones on vitamin C, only 30% of them got sick, but the ones not, 35 of them % got sick.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's like, no, that's not a good study.
Well, and I even say this much: there's one dude that I've recently become acquaintance to. I don't want to say how I know him or anything, but this guy literally eats like an orange a day. Like you see him, he'll sit there and eat an orange a day,
Gotcha.
and I've never known this man to be sick for the last 3 years. I do believe he also like eats a little healthier. He's got that kind of like Midwestern meat and potatoes kind of diet thing going on.
Sure.
But orange a fucking day, dude. Does that vitamin
Keeps
C?
the doctor away.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
Well,
an apple.
They say an apple is, but I feel
Apparently,
like
you need an orange.
yeah,
Apple's just like fiber, and I'm sure there's vitamin C in apple too, but
yeah,
probably not as high a dose as an orange.
right. But like,
I'm gonna start eating jalapenos then.
I also do believe it's more of just like a fresh diet,
Yeah.
a fresh diet. Don't consume yourself in all the ultra processed foods are bad.
I'm curious in to see. I know there's been some bad things like deep in the past, but the Spanish, if they get sick a lot, like Mexicans, like
Yeah, Hispanic.
that eat a lot of peppers because hot peppers actually have more vitamin C than an orange does.
Yeah,
And they seem to at least talk like they eat a lot of them.
yeah.
But do they get sick a lot then? Are they high on vitamin C? Maybe that guy's just got a good immune system. And maybe vitamin C just helps you a little bit. But you could just naturally probably genetically have a bad immune system either way.
You know,
too.
come to think of it, though, I do believe it's probably more. What's your diet like? What's your diet like? Is it ultra processed bullshit foods?
No, I wouldn't say
No,
that.
no, I'm not saying yours, but I'm saying like in general.
yeah.
The people that get sick, which, oh my god, I got the flu. Oh my god, I got this. Oh my god, I got. I'm always, because you know those people.
Yeah.
You know what I
A
mean?
little hypochondriac.
Yeah, they're
Mothertruckers.
always sick. They always, I got a fever. I got a runny nose. It's like, well, what's your diet like?
Yeah.
Is it ultra processed bullshit food?
Because I would say
Probably.
I would say
Probably.
for the most part, if I get sick, it's like maybe one time a year. One time a year,
Yeah.
I go down for one day,
Yeah.
maybe two,
Right.
where I just don't like. I'm exhausted. My whole body is just like feels weak, and I'm like, I just like get home, and I'm like, I just need to lay down. Like, I don't feel good.
When was the last time you ran a fever?
No idea.
None.
I mean,
Do you know? So here's the other
I've
thing.
I've
Are
had
you-
nights where I was bed where I was sick and I woke up like sweating, but then I'd get freezing cold and then I'd sweat and I'd get freezing cold.
Okay, that's the other question.
Uh,
Are you body aware enough that when you you're running a fever if it's hit?
I would think so, yeah. But like I never felt like hot like that or anything. But I'd wake up in the middle of the night like sweating, but I'm like, all right, my body's kicking it out.
Yeah.
And
oh,
then-
for sure, dude.
Then you sweat,
Yeah.
and then you're throwing all your covers off because you're sweating. Then you wake up and you're freezing cold because your whole body's clammy, and then the cold air's hitting. You're like, oh Jesus! And you put the blanket back on, and you wake back up, and then in the morning you're like, I have to wash everything that was underneath me.
Yeah. And I feel like we talked about this like maybe 200 episodes ago.
Oh yeah,
You know, forever ago. But like for men, we have a built-in fever detector. Is if you feel cold, if you're like, oh my god, I'm cold, I have the shivers.
yeah.
Reach down, you feel your balls, and they're hanging away from you, means you're running a fever. Because your balls, your body temperature is hot, and your balls
The mercury's dropping to the bottom of the thermostat.
because that's what your balls do. That's why they either hang close or hang low because they're trying to get a good body temperature to protect semen.
Yeah, but when I'm getting hot, they tighten up.
Well, when you're getting hot, like
Yeah.
sexual hot,
But then if I get in the hot tub, they're down to my knees. So
yeah, they're trying to get away from it because they're trying to cool off.
okay.
Trying to protect the semen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you are just laying in bed and you have the chills and you're cold, but your balls are hanging low, it means that your body temperature is too hot and your balls need to get down there to cool off to protect the semen.
Man, we are such
It's bizarre,
creatures. aren't
but
we?
it is weird. And
We are computer programs.
I read this on like some weird blog or something. I saw it on the internet, so obviously it has to be true, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. Next time I had a fever, I'm sitting there and it's like, you know, you're just chilled to the bone and like you're sweating and like I need to be wrapped up in blankets, but I'm sweating and it's so weird. And then I did kind of, what are my balls doing? and they were trying to get away from me.
Get me out of here.
Because when you're cold as shit, they shrivel up inside because they're trying to stay warm. But when you're hot, when your body's hot, they're trying to get away. But you feel cold, and that's why you feel cold, because your body's hot. So when you reach down, like, oh, they're trying to retreat. So maybe I have a fever. And lo and behold, take the temperature, whether you got like the one that points at your forehead or the one that goes on your temple or the thing that goes under your tongue. Like, lo and behold, it's like, oh, bitch, I'm at 101. Like,
I'm a little warm.
That's why my balls are trying to escape me, dude. Trying to get away with all this hotness.
I can think the last time I had like a bad like fever, like cold shaking fever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't even think of
Yeah.
time I've had something like that. Now, like, shit. Actually, the last time I can go back and remember something even close to that, but I think it was sun poisoning, was our buddy Tyler Dutton's bachelor party. We were all at that event, and nobody had sunscreen, and I got roasted.
Oh, fuck, at Lima.
And I left early, and I went back because I had to work the next day. And I literally had to go sleep in the basement.
Dude, Lima was such a good
time. Like red and blistering and like just sun baked.
We had leather foreheads. I feel like every single one of us had leather foreheads by the end of that.
And apparently none of us were like smart enough to be like, maybe one of us should go buy sunscreen somewhere and just like slather on.
Well, it was one of those things where it wasn't summer yet. It was early. Like, it wasn't even June. Like, we're talking maybe April, May.
Yeah.
And we didn't even think it was going to be hot. And then we had a heat wave, super sun wave. And it was just us of 5 days in Lima, Ohio at the 4 World Jamboree, watching monster trucks and this and that. And it was like 90 degrees that week for no reason. Yeah. For no reason. Like, where it should have been like 75, 80, but 90 degrees, full sun, and we got cooked.
Yeah.
And also we were hammered. Like, we were waking up in the morning drinking Bloody Marys and doing arm wrestling on a cooler at a hotel room at like 8 in the morning just for fun.
Yeah, I mean, we're just nonstop drinking beer. And I wasn't even there as long as you guys were. And like, I'm like, I got roasted.
Yeah.
And I just got back, and I'm like, I need to go sleep in the basement where it's cold. And like, just I was pretty sure that was sun poisoning.
I remember the day I left. I called my wife. Because I was like yelling at everybody.
Right.
Yelling at everybody. Your boy's out there like, and I kept shouting, "Hey, baby, ever have your asshole licked by a fat guy in a sleeveless t-shirt?" But I was yelling it a lot, and I lost my voice, and I called my wife. I'm like, I'm on my way home. Do you want anything to eat? She's like, yeah, pick us up Arby's. So I picked up Arby's, and I come home just beaten, broken. I've puked 800 times. I drank 800 beers. And I have this Arby's, and I come home like, hey, I brought Arby's over us. She's like, what the fuck's wrong with the road? It's like, I had too much fun.
We were so young and spry then, so it was just like,
yeah, dude.
We could just keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
Now we do like 2 days of that. We're like, no, I can't.
Oh, God.
I need a bed. I need my bed. I need to figure out how to get home. I need an Uber.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's so crazy. I used to be able to stay up to like 4 a.m. drinking and then go to work at 9.
Yeah.
Now I stay up to 4 a.m. drinking, like, I wake up at like 1. And then I gotta like shake the dust off and like, okay, maybe I'll be out at the lake or something. You know, like,
I don't feel good.
Maybe I'll do this or something later.
Yeah. Oh no, I get it. But yeah, but never fever that I can remember.
Crazy way to open the show.
Yeah, we just talked about sickness, and now we're old.
Yeah, now we're old.
And that's why we're talking about sickness.
I did want to bring in, for those watching, if you're listening, there's gorgeous bouquet of flowers sitting here. If you're watching, you can see it. Today, right now, the 19th,
now.
as we're recording this, it'll probably be released later.
Yeah.
It's my 16th year marriage anniversary to my lovely wife, Sarah Schaefer.
Yeah. Happy anniversary.
Thanks, bro.
That's a big accomplishment. 16 years.
16 years. It's and then I don't know if you ever looked into like the anniversary presents that you're supposed to give.
A little bit. So dumb. But yeah.
Yeah, I forget what it is. Like maybe like
Get
one
some wood and get some silver and get some gold and
yeah,
get
like
some
your
whatever.
first
like,
year's wood, second year's yeah. So 16 is year of wax. So I bought her a candle.
Well, 16's a great year. So some wax. I'm
Yeah, well, it's one of those things too, where it's like, yeah, we'd
going
love.
to get my wife a beehive that's still active and be like,
Yeah.
got a present for you in the bedroom. What's all that buzzing? Don't worry about it.
Beeswax.
I got all you to
bitch.
wax.
But just the wax. Don't lick the honey.
Yeah. Don't piss.
Just the
Don't
wax.
piss him off. It took me hours to get him in there. I stole a queen from somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So 16 years of wax. I thought of this too late. How cool
Who
would it?
made that shit up, by the way?
I don't fucking know.
Year one, when you're married, get her something made of wood.
Yeah.
What? What?
I think it's like old school values or some shit. Like
Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
it had to been done in the 1800s probably. But I thought of this too late because I looked it up literally like last Monday, and we're at Friday now. It's like, oh, it's wax. But if I'd have known ahead of time, I really should have gotten a mold of my penis and then poured a wax candle of my dick.
Well,
Like how cool! Like, and just my humor, and I feel like
I'm pretty sure you can get porn star penises and vaginas made. So yeah,
you can get it made of fleshlights and dildos
yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just want a candle made out of my dick with like the weird.
Oh, like filled it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
a mold of my dick and then fill it with wax with a wick on the end of it, so it's a candle. It's just my dick and a candle.
Get 3 inches of sand and just shove it in there.
Maybe 5.5. We're talking maybe 5.5. And then there's gonna be more because it bends to the left a little bit.
Coffee can.
Yeah, it's not straight.
Um,
But like, how funny would that be if I was like, hey, honey, here you go, and it's just like my dick, but in candle form with a wick on the end of it. Like, I love you. Happy anniversary.
I got you the wax.
I got you a present of wax.
Well, we all know the diamond companies started the whole wedding ring thing because that was never a thing until the diamond companies got like the advertising, did all that.
Yeah.
A band was started a long time ago because it was just kind of like a little thing. Like you put a band as a marking. I didn't even think the men had a band. It was just the women, just to mark the women. That was like an very old traditional thing.
And shut the fuck up. Yeah, it was probably to show property.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's the way these things happen.
It sucks. And you know, it's pretty much they probably tattooed it on there or burn it on there.
Yeah.
You know, it was probably bad. It's probably bad. And
They
something
probably,
bad
also
got
even-
made of this.
I wouldn't even be surprised if we found out that, like, yeah, they just poured molten gold on their finger to show that was that guy's thing.
I don't think it did all that, but I think it was probably
I wouldn't be surprised. Probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah. I wouldn't. Well, you know, yeah, probably wouldn't like somebody was like, I'll just burn this stamp into my woman's hands. I got 75 of them in my
Yeah.
plantation. You know, some dumb shit like
Yeah.
And somebody's like, that's a good idea, but I'm not going to hurt him. I'm going to put a piece of twine on him.
Yeah.
And then just adapted. But, yeah.
So, you know.
And I'm sure in a lot of tribal, like back in the day, there's probably like a tattoo you got, right? Like I got this tribal
yeah.
tattoo of this is marking that I'm with.
And then you
Someone.
probably did like a cool. You smoked some incense.
Yeah, and
know.
I'm his till I die. No other man can have me. Like if he dies, you come at me, I'm gonna murder you. Like
Right.
you know,
So coming back off of that, as a man, how much do you like your ring? It's kind of cool, right?
I mean it's all right. I bought it on Amazon. I bought it for myself.
Yeah.
It's losing its tarnish fast.
How much did yours cost versus how much did hers cost?
Mine was 1,000 times cheaper.
Yeah, mine too, dude. What's your ring cost?
$15.
Oh, 15, dude. I got 80 on mine.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And the ladies are like a couple grand here and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the standard was
20% of your salary
20% of your salary
for a year.
for a year. So
Is
when I
what
bought,
your ring should have cost that you bought her.
so when I bought
So when I bought mine,
just
shit,
just
easy.
for engagement, yeah, and that's just for engagement, right? Or is that the total set? Because you get the engagement, and then you get the wedding, and then now when we hit our 10-year anniversary, I had to get another set
right.
for it. But just so I heard I thought it was 10% just for the engagement when I bought it.
I think it's supposed to be 20% for the whole ring. I don't know if that's engagement or not. They probably fucking changed it 16 times.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers wanted 20% back in the 60s or 70s whenever they put the shit out and made it that like that was a requirement. And it's like, you know what? That's dumb.
It's the diamond dealers and the gold dealers.
Oh, 100%.
Which I will say.
Mainly the diamond dealers because the diamond dealers was monopoly. It's monopoly.
Yeah.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of like, set it off because they literally owned all of the there's one company that owned all of the diamond mines.
Yeah.
And that's why still now it's like, are you getting blood diamonds or
Blood
you getting fair
diamonds,
trade
yeah.
diamonds, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. And now that's their whole next thing they did.
Yeah.
They still own all the mines.
I will say, because back in the day, it would have been like, when I proposed to her, it would have had to been 2008. And I was making $25,000 a year. So,
Right.
she literally got a $2,500 ring.
Yeah. 6 years out of high
Which
school.
I had to go into debt for because I couldn't afford
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no man who's
Princess,
like,
Princess cut diamond, white gold,
There's-
with a couple little diamonds offset. It was pretty. She loved it. She said yes, so it worked.
yeah, my story's pretty sad too. I bought mine on Amazon. I shit you not. She loves it. It's a whole set.
Yeah.
It was, I can't remember the price now. But like that same ring, same cut, same carat, same everything, same band, everything. I priced it out at like kind of a jeweler shop. Like the comparison was 3 times more
Yeah.
of me ordering on Amazon. I looked at it, 30-day return policy. I said, you know what? Fuck it. Click that button. I got 30 days, right? I got 30 days to return this bad boy.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, no matter what, I got 30 days.
Well, yeah. So
No, I'm fucking with you.
So I'm talking with all of her best friends, right?
Yeah.
So I wait till I get this diamond in, and I send picture. I was sending pictures in the jewelry shop, and I sent a picture of this ring, and they're like, "Oh, that ring. That's the one I got from Amazon." I think that's kind of how it went down.
Yeah.
Or maybe I sent them the picture of Amazon. They're like, "Just get that one." I can't remember if they agreed with the Amazon one maybe I pulled up a picture of somebody wearing it, and I was like, how about this one? And like, yeah, get that one. And it was the Amazon ring.
So you actually went to a jewelry store,
Yeah, I went to multiple jewelry stores,
picked
looked
a
at.
couple out, took
Yeah.
pictures of them.
I found some really cool vintage shit. Like I liked a lot. I'm like, yeah, and I
a
sent it
cool
to
picture.
all of her.
This is a good idea. 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 And then Amazon. This is a good idea.
I think I might. I
And
don't
then
know.
all of her friends.
It was a little bit of a debate, honestly. I mean, but
Yeah.
'cause I saw like this. I found this cool vintage ring. Found all these like cool different rings.
Right.
But I was like, this ring on Amazon. I've seen like, the reviews on it had pictures, and it looked like fucking pretty awesome for the price.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm just one of those like non-materialistic type of guys where I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. But she needs it. I
But
get
it
it.
matters. Yeah.
Yeah, it matters.
But you understood that it matters at
Yeah,
least, you know.
yeah.
So you tried, you know.
Yeah, and it's got.
It's not like you. So
And I'm not.
Let's
She doesn't
rewind
have
a
a
li-
huge rock or anything. It's not big. Or
let's
anything like
rewind
that.
a little
Yeah.
bit. It's not like you were just like, fuck, this is stupid. Let me buy something.
Oh no
Amazon.
no yeah no.
You went through your paces and you found
Yeah.
other rings and you rallied the troops.
I
talked
all
to
her
her friends.
Yeah, I'm like, this is in my budget. Like,
And they picked out the one. They said that one's the one, and it just so happened to also be the one from Amazon.
Yeah.
though, right.
yeah,
It's not like you were just like, no, I'm gonna be a cheap bitch, or not. And I'm not saying that you just get cheap rings off of Amazon or something.
If I'm
like that.
making any major purchase, I do my research a lot
oh, for sure,
on everything. So
'Cause we're
like,
dudes.
yeah. And the cut of dime and everything was the same. And like, I literally went to the jewelry store. I'm looking at this same goddamn thing almost.
Right.
Not the same thing, but close to it. I'm like,
Similar.
this is 3 times the price where I buy this. And it's the same cut of diamond.
Yeah.
Um,
So now I gotta ask.
and it comes with certification and everything like that. If you're wondering, so like,
So you gotta order the size. What if you need it resized? You
I
send it-
take it to a jeweler and get it. We never had a resize. It was a little big for once, then it fit, and then I think it's good now.
Okay. Because I know whenever I bought my wife's engagement ring, I went through a jeweler at Newtown Mall. I think it was Zales. And they're like, yeah, you buy it here. And I put it on a payment plan because I couldn't afford that,
Right.
And I put it on a payment plan, but they're like, as long as you keep, if it doesn't fit, bring it back or resize. With that price came the resizing, and then I had like lifetime guarantee if the set falls out and shit.
Yeah.
So I still have all the paperwork on it. Like if she loses something or if the diamond falls out, we can take it back to them and they reset it. So I do kind of have like that lifetime guarantee.
Yeah, I bought that.
Never had to use it, but does that work on Amazon then too?
There was something like that. I'd have to go back in.
Or if like it needs resized, it's like
No,
yeah.
if it needs resized, I just take it to the jeweler and I'll get it done. But
then you have to pay for it,
a couple $100, whatever.
right?
It's not expensive to get it resized.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know it's not. But
It's just
like,
gold band. They just zip right through it and cut a little piece off. Probably save that gold for themselves, put it in their pocket, and then
Yeah,
and then be like, "Hey, here you go, your ring's good."
yeah,
But it was funny because it was big on her a little bit, but then she got pregnant, and then it was almost getting too small because you get pregnant.
Yeah.
Women get more water weight, all that stuff.
okay.
And now it's probably getting a little too big on her again. So we'll figure it out. But I'll wear that on a good anniversary, and we'll get it all set, and we'll get diamonds, and
How'd
we'll
you
get it all replayed.
how'd you figure out her ring size?
I grabbed one of her rings in her room. I tried to measure it, do all that stuff, take it to the jeweler and get a size. But I grabbed the wrong ring apparently. And then I asked her friends, and her friends disagreed between 2 sizes. So I kind of was like, all right, I'm going to go with the bigger one just in case. So then I can get it resized if need be.
Yeah,
And then you just don't care after that because you're just like,
Yeah,
whatever, it's going to fit. And then it'll be close enough. And then I can get it resized if I need to.
I did a little sleuth shit because like she never wore a ring on her left hand, obviously because she wasn't
Right.
engaged or married, but she had one on her ring finger on her right hand, and it seemed to fit really well. And then she would take her rings off at night and stuff. And so in the morning, I put it. I figured out which finger it fit on. It fit on my pinky. I was like, all right, that's got to be the size then. So I figured that size out, and I was like, so then whenever I picked out the ring, it's like it's got to fit on my pinky. That would fit on her ring finger.
Yeah, it's a tough one to do.
I drew. Luckily, I nailed it. Like I nailed it.
I tried to draw some circles and like measure with measuring tape, but that doesn't really fucking work. By the way, you're supposed to wrap string around and then pinch the string and then like measure the string out. Because if you try to measure a circle, it doesn't really work that well.
I will say that probably takes a little fun out of it. Like, hey, babe, let me measure your finger. Like, what for? Like, just for fun.
Yeah, you can't, right? You can't.
What are you going to do? No, nothing. I just want to figure out how fat your fingers are.
I grabbed the best ring I could find in a drawer, and I took it to the jewelry store, and they kind of gave me a size, which was close to what her friends were saying. But then, being big. I kind of went bigger just because I was like, I don't want small.
Right.
Because when I'm proposing, and I go to slide on,
stop. Hold on. And then you're like,
let me lick it.
Let me lick your finger and then put it on there.
Yeah. So I kind of went a little big, unfortunately. But not unfortunately, because you don't want to go too small either.
I do feel like it's easier to scale down than it is to go up.
Right. Oh, no, it's way easier to scale down. Because they just cut and re-weld, and then you're done.
Yeah.
And you're talking about taking a millimeter, so they can literally have probably a solid. Takes exactly a millimeter and puts it together and spot welds it or whatever the hell they do there.
Have you ever watched TikTok or YouTube videos of jewelers doing their shit?
No, I haven't.
Dude, it's bananas. Of how finite, or not finite, maybe that's not the word for it.
Finite sounds right. I mean, you're working on a little micro scale. Like a little, you got to be under a microscope and
how
stuff.
Small it is. And you get these tiny little Dremels, and then you zip out
your hands got to be steady. You're not
tiny little things, and then you get little tweezers to put the diamond in there, and then you get these little brass hammers that like.
You ain't ever touched a drop of booze in your life.
Either that or you're drunk as fuck and you got steady hands, dude. Yeah.
Because you got to be steady as shit for that, I'm sure.
It's bananas.
I was just thinking about that the other day because I had some more dentistry work done.
Yeah?
And my front teeth up here, I have an old chip that fell out, and he was redoing that. You know, I was talking about the 2 teeth I had pulled. I got to go back again. I got another little cavity he's got to fix. A lot of dentistry work.
Yeah.
I'm putting like $5,000 in my mouth this year.
Yeah.
It sucks, but hey.
Right on your wife's finger.
Yeah, not on my wife's finger. It's just in my mouth. Hey, she still uses that too. This should cost more, honestly.
All that's still wrapped around her finger.
This does something. That shit, who knows? But anyways, he was in there like working. He's got his little binocs down and stuff, and like he's shaving my teeth and like doing the stuff because he's putting all the stuff in to make that chip kind of like so nobody else sees it, right?
Right.
Nobody else see it. He's like, I bulked it out this time so it looks a little flatter. My teeth are screwed up anyways. I'm not gonna lie. I just I had terrible teeth my whole life. Sucks.
Yeah.
But he was doing like work in there. He's doing art. And when we're done, I'm like, Doc, thank you for your art. He's like, oh, that's a weird one. I'm like, yeah, but I know. You're an artist.
Thanks for your art, bro.
You are an artist. You're an artist of teeth.
For sure.
Like, you want something to look good. Like, he spent his time, and he was in there. He could just plop that in there, kind of just half-ass him, like, all right, Cody, you're good to go. I'd have never gave a shit. But he, like, was, like, in there with his Dremel. There's, like, I'm breathing in smoke. My mouth's hanging open, and, like, smoke's,
oh, my God.
Smoke's throwing up because he's, like, tremoling my teeth.
That smell of
and you're trying to keep your mouth open.
The smell of grinding teeth is the weirdest.
Yeah, you're trying to keep your mouth open, and, like, but you got to breathe. You can't really breathe through your throat. I mean, you can breathe through your throat, but they got a hose in there sucking the air out of you too. But you don't want to do that because you don't want to move too much. So you're trying to breathe through your nose, but his hand's like up my nostrils too.
Yeah,
and then there's like smoke fumes coming out. I'm like, I'm like, and this is for like 15, 20 minutes, it felt like,
Yeah.
of him doing that. And
Well, and it's-
I'm sitting there just being like, just dry mouth, like,
And I kind of want to go back, retreat back to the artistry part of it.
yeah.
Like, how many professions do you look at that as like, yeah, you're a fucking artist?
Right.
You know, like, I did culinary, and I have a culinary arts degree.
Sure.
And when I was in it, I never really thought of it as an art. And like most of the people that I dealt with, even professionals that I know now that cook for a living or chefs for a living, I don't know if they necessarily think of it as art, like on a grand scale. Like when you think of an artist, you think of a person that paints things.
Right.
You think of a person that paints things, or even musicians are artists. Musicians are artists. And I would almost even go to say, as far as say, like carpenters are artists.
Yeah.
And even that dentist was a fucking artist because he's creating something out of nothing.
It's somebody's got to enjoy, right?
Yeah.
At least if one person enjoys it, does that make you an artist, right? Like, yeah, the definition of an artist is really tough, right? So it's like,
It's a broad spectrum.
it's a broad stroke, shall we say?
Yeah, broad stroke. A broad stroke of that paintbrush.
Because you would be like, I was a chef, and I created a lot of different food concepts
Yeah.
out of my own brain that I think people really enjoyed.
But I would never.
But
I never would have
I'm never
labeled
gonna
myself
call
as
myself
an artist.
But then if you look at some of these other chefs who are like decorating plates and doing stupid
That's
shit with
100%
smoke
art.
coming out of it, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god, that's a work of art. That plate's a work of art. Like, but what you did is not a form of art too, because you created this wonderful special and you fed it to people, and you did want it to look like a wonderful looking plate.
And I had another medium to deal
oh,
with.
I made
was
ver-
flavor
I made
as
my-
well.
I made my risotto in the middle. I made this wonderful reduction that I'm putting around it, and I'm doing this. You're being an artist right there.
Right.
Now you might be coloring with crayons compared to these guys,
Yeah.
right? But you're still an artist.
But I'm also. I guess kind of the case in point I was trying to make is like, do you think the dentist crafting a tooth
That's
from a mold?
I mean,
Do you think they would ever consider themselves an artist?
dentistry comes from artistry. Artisan. Artistry. There is a correlation between it because
Yeah.
it.
But I mean,
Back in-
dentistry. Your tooth
Because
bad.
I think
you
in the
gotta pull it.
1800s,
You need a filling. We'll put some lead in there. We got this one. But when all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, we'll put that fake tooth in there. We'll put a mold in, and then they sit there and grind and fix it and put it in. Like technically, that dude's an artist. He's molding.
yeah, I mean, you can call a surgeon an artist too. I mean, he's
True,
operating on the
true.
inside of your body and how well he does your stitching and stuff like
True.
that.
Dude, how bad does it gotta feel to be like, I have an art degree, and the surgeon's like, well, I'm an artist too. Like,
I think
like, hey, yeah, I was a chef. I put stuff on a plate very pretty, and it tasted good. And like, the surgeon's like, I fixed the fucking heart.
yeah, you should have seen my stitching. It was so beautiful. I was in there. Mozart was playing.
Like an artist, and like, well,
I
my
think
shit tastes good.
I think the word got kind of like just changed from where it came from.
Yeah,
I think a long time back in the day it was like, oh, you're an artist, right? Like, what do you do? It's just be painting, all right? And then
Right.
it should be like, oh, then let's just stop there. But then there's people nowadays who are like, oh no, I'm an artist, but what do you do? I put black spotches on paper. Like, there was some point where it's like, okay, if you put something on paper, you can't call yourself an artist until you make money off that shit.
right. Well, no, you can be a freelancer,
Well,
right? Because right now,
I guess it's just a broad term, like it is like
we are freelancing in linguistic arts.
That's true.
We're fucking artists.
And damn,
Right
I'm
now.
good at it.
We are freelancing in the linguistic
Yeah.
arts right now.
Our OnlyFans ASMR is off the roof.
Yes.
Oh, baby girl.
Dude, I can talk as deep and as low as you want.
I bet we'd make way more money. But yeah, no, I think it's just a general term, right? Because there's like baking bread is an
It's an art.
artisan. What's artisan mean then, too, by the way?
Artisan is it's basically your
Why do I hear artisan, by the way? Or what you just said, artisan, and then artisan.
artisan is the way you want to pronounce it, but artisan is the way it's.
Yeah, I hear artisan and then I hear artisan.
Those people don't know how to pronounce it.
But they put a pinky up when they do it too.
Yeah, they also don't. They don't know what they're talking about.
So, anyways, broad subject, but yeah.
It's all.
But my dentist
It's
was
very
in there.
pompous.
He was shaping. He was doing work. Like he cared. I could tell he cared.
You have an artisan tooth.
And I think because he cared,
Yeah,
I respected it more, and I will call him an artist to his teeth,
dude, and that's like
to my teeth that he did.
because I have a fake tooth,
Mm-hmm.
and I recently had to get it redone, and they redid it, and then like you sitting there and he puts it in, and you have to do your bite, and they look at your bite, and they're like, oh no, we need to shave that down, do this,
Yeah.
do your bite, shave it down, do this, and then like he's like, how's that feel? I'm like, feels like I have, it feels like nothing. It feels great. He's like, good. I'm like, you're good.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the dude sitting there talking to his dental hygienist, his assistant, he's talking about how he's like, yeah, next week I'm going to learn how to golf with my golf left-handed. He's like, I love golf, and because he's talking about golf the whole time while he's in there just digging around my fucking jaw and my
Yeah, like,
face.
I
I just want to be like, I got here, I go with you. I'd love to go golfing with you. But he's like talking about golf and shit, and then he's like putting this fucking thing in my mouth, shaving it down and shit. And he's like, yeah, so next week I'm going to go with my golf pro. I'm learning how to swing left-handed because I feel like it would help round out my game if I can swing left-handed and right-handed. I'm like, what the fuck are you? You got
just be good right-handed, bub. Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there, and then I want to be like, let me see the bill. You're making way too much motherfucking money.
Yeah.
You're making way too much motherfucking money if you're sitting there talking about trying to learn golfing left-handed while your elbows deep in my gums, dude. Shut the fuck up.
And he went to school to be an artisan.
he's making them artisan teeth,
Hey,
dude.
that's what you get. That's what you get.
Bro, dude, we got in the wrong fucking...
Yeah.
Well, we're artisan linguistics, dude.
That's right.
Artisan linguistics.
All right, so you want to touch on this insane week a little bit, or
Fuck, dude.
How
I
you
don't
feeling
know.
about it?
I don't
It's
even
just-
know how to.
I don't even know I want to, honestly. Like all the shit going
It's
down.
one of those things I feel like we need to talk about. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a damn good time, but we need to talk about it.
I mean, just huh?
And the other thing is, like, I don't know. I don't want to say words are going to get flagged by the platforms that we put it on.
Dude, you know what? Let's not worry
Somebody tried to unalive.
about that. Unalive.
Somebody tried to unalive a former president, future president, campaigning, and
Donald Trump.
yeah,
Yeah.
DJT,
They skimmed his ear.
fucking bananas.
And there's like 6 shots after that, and I'm still confused. Like,
Last I heard, and that's the fucking stupid thing. You hear so many different reports.
yeah, oh my God.
I heard 8 before they canceled or before they terminated the threat. I heard 8 before they terminated the threat. 1 got him on the ear. We all know that.
Yeah.
I also heard there's 3 to 4 minutes of a guy on a roof where people are like, "Hey, there's a guy on a roof
Yeah, look at him.
with
Hey.
a thing," because I don't want to say
Either way, there's a guy.
hot words.
There's a guy army crawling on the roof. Like, hey, nobody, somebody, like, people videotape this guy, like, crawling, like, he's unseen to the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't want to get too deep into the all because there's so many conspiracy theories.
Yeah, whichever way you want to go with it, too.
I'm gonna go to the brass tacks. It's bananas that a guy was on a roof for 3 minutes, and they didn't
Surrounded by snipers.
and they didn't tell the not even eliminate the threat, but they didn't even tell him that, like, they could have been like, hey, get him off the stage. Done.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
There's snipers around
Oh,
in high
100%.
positions.
Yeah.
You don't think that roof's like?
And then you hear stories like the one guy that took him out. He's like, I was told not to do it. I had him in sights. I was told not to do it, but I don't believe. You know, how much do you believe? There's so much misinformation everywhere.
if there was any guy that was in a position that saw him and doing that, he's not talking to any press. He's not real.
Right.
That guy's not real.
He's staged.
He is
False flag.
He is a 150,000%
A plant.
Secret Service guy and holding a sniper rifle. The guys in the White House, they ain't talking to anybody. You're never gonna know their identity.
Yeah.
You're never gonna know their identity. So if anybody's talking and saying, "No, I had eyes on him," no, you did not. They're not putting regular cops up there as snipers.
It's just there's so much conflicting information. I've heard 18 different versions of the story
Right.
that I don't know what to believe. And the way I take in information is I hear it from all sides. You know, I was talking to a guy at a lab I was at, without outing anybody. I was talking to a guy, and he listens to hard right, very hard right, all the time information. Like, so much, it's not even Fox News. Like, there's a different subset. He even said, like, listen to this news source. They're the ones that do that. And my opinion is, if you get too far into a subset, you get an echo chamber of the constant same information going and
Right.
going and going. And so then you get kind of brainwashed into believing that is the rhetoric. That is the thing.
That's exactly yeah.
I like to listen to every source possible.
I mean, you should if you can.
I want to listen to everyone everywhere because
That's smart.
you can yes. And I don't
I'm sorry. That's what
the
it
thing is I don't feel like too many people do that anymore.
No, they get pigeonholed into one thing, and that's all they want to listen to, and that's what their mindset goes to, and it drives them crazy.
Yeah.
And they go down the same rabbit hole that those people went down to because those people only listen to it from one side.
Right.
And there's no debate.
Right.
You can't talk to those people.
Yeah.
You can't have a conversation with those people. If they're stuck on one side or the other,
Fucking exactly, dude.
they're fucking done because
Exactly.
they're brainwashed now. And I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm not trying
And
to make anybody upset.
No.
But that's what happens is you won't stand in the middle and listen to either side anymore. You are just so far stuck on your side, no matter who you are, no matter your Biden supporter, Trump supporter, whatever it is.
Or not even them. It's just right, left.
Just right, left.
right, left,
in general.
up, down. Right, left,
Yeah.
up, down. Whatever.
You can't look. You're just right or left. You can't look up or down anymore. You can't look left or right
Yeah.
anymore. You're just right and left. And you're walking in that right line or that left line, and you do choose to no longer look in any other direction because you are so stuck in that, no, this is what happened. This is right. It can't be wrong.
yeah.
And it's like, man,
And that's that's
what we call conspiracy theories for a long time.
So I'll tell you, I kind of roundabout beat around the bush to try to open this guy's mind to something different.
Yeah.
Sure. Because he was hard in a certain opinion, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I listen to that, but have you ever listened to the other side? And he's like, well, no, how can you even stomach that? I'm like, because you have to. I even told him, like, you have to.
Yeah.
Like, you have to stomach the other side. Like even if it doesn't, even if it doesn't follow the rhetoric that you follow, because each side gets pigeonholed in their own fucking bullshit, and they get stuck in that echo chamber.
Yeah.
And they get stuck there, and they believe that whatever they have is 100%. The problem is that they're too far on both sides. You listen to both, filter out the bullshit, find the one truth, and you can find yourself right in the fucking middle. And that's what I do. I listen to everything everywhere. I hear right side, I hear left side, I hear upside, I hear downside. I find it all, and I figure out, like, okay, this is what makes sense out of all of that. And this guy, like, and I played it a little bit. He's like, how can you even listen to those guys? Like, and I played it because they're not my enemies, but I knew who I was talking to.
Right.
So I was like, well, that old saying, you keep your friends close, but you keep your enemies closer.
Yeah.
So I was like, you should be listening to what they're saying. Keep your enemies closer to figure out what's going on. And maybe you can get
then you can take your side and delegate it.
And maybe you can get a real truth. And he actually sat there. He's like, I like that. Keep your enemies closer. I'm like, yeah, pay attention to them. Listen to their news source. Outside of your goddamn fucking echo chamber, you're sitting there so staunch in. Listen outside the fucking box.
Right.
Because you get so pigeonholed, so stuck into one fucking thing.
Right.
And none of it's right.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give one stupid political example real quick that doesn't matter to either side right now or whatever it is. Like the third running candidate right now, JFK or RFK.
RFK, yeah.
Both sides are like, oh, he's just a plant to take away from my side. He's a plant to take away from my side. Both sides will say that, and they literally both do. Like, they're just both saying that.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to talk deep into politics. But it's just that thing. It's like, but one side will say it and the other side says it too. And nobody's actually, like, understanding that, you know what, most of the time, both you say, and not just politics, this can go to religion, this can go to life in general. When you get just stuck in one thing,
it's tribalism.
Not listening to what the people over here are saying.
Yeah.
And you're stuck over here listening to these people. It's just you're just stuck, and you feel like you have to be part of this or you have to be a part of that. It's so dumb. When if you're just in the middle and you're listening from both sides and you're like, well, that's fucking stupid. Well, that's fucking stupid. No, you're right on that. You're right on that. You're right on that. You're right on that. No, that's a little more stupid. Oh, you both agree on that? What? Wait, you both agree on that?
Yeah. Well, and the terrible thing is all the things that you fight for, all the things that you fight for on your side that they say they're going to do within 4 years of their presidency, they don't even fucking do it anyway.
Yeah. And whatever this, like, and this is basically trying to boil it down to, is like, this assassination attempt, look, it's fucking terrible. Like, get out of here. Like, killing that man is not going to help any cause that anybody ever wanted. He's not a bad guy or not a bad person, but it's just It is bananas. I understand that you think that's going to change something or whatever it is, but
it is bananas.
Get the hell out of here.
It is bananas to think, like, right now. I mean, not to underscore what happened.
Right.
We saw history in the fucking making.
Yeah, it hasn't happened in a long, long time.
Right. If he was 2 inches to his right.
Yeah, thank God he has his head movements. Because he flips head quick.
But say that was a successful attempt. What kind of world are we living in right now?
True.
Shit's bananas. And it's weird to think that just the fact that it grazed his ear, like, and that's what some people are kind of underplaying of, like, oh, he almost got hit. But that we just witnessed history in the fucking making. I won't put it
And
I won't put it on the same stage as Kennedy in Dallas, but we were right
Another
there,
wild
dude.
one. But yeah, I think that's why we had to talk about it. And we know it's not like a damn good time subject. And
Yeah.
we kind of just touched on politics without touching on politics.
It's a
but
damn
with
subject.
touching on politics,
It's a damn subject we talk
it
about.
was a damn subject because it was history.
It's fucking bananas, dude.
Yeah, that however you feel or whatever you feel. I know there's some people out there like, oh damn, you missed, and there's some people out there like,
Dude, I don't care who the fuck you
yeah,
are.
whatever. That's
and,
not. It's
and I'll
never
tell you
worth-
who the person that I am. The person that I am. I don't care what side you were on, who you are as a person. I do not hope or wish death on anybody at all, ever.
Well, you locked up for life because you were a child peddler. There might be some different things, but
I'll give you three reasons. I'll give you 3 reasons that
Yeah.
I'll ever wish death on you.
but we don't have to talk about it right now.
No.
There.
I'll give you 3 right now. You try to kill me,
Mm.
I'm gonna get you back. My family, I'm gonna get you back. Well, I was gonna say, well, maybe my 3 was I boiled them into one. My wife, my kids. Me, my wife, my kids. Or no, sorry. Me, my family, my friends. Somebody tries to get you.
I thought I was just the third one by myself. You fuck
Your family though. Your family though, man. Your family though. Me,
thought I had my own
my
category.
family, my friends.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. And it has to be a reactionary fact.
Yeah, I mean, but though, like, say you're like hiking out in the woods, and there's this guy out there like murdering thousands of people, and he just walks in the woods like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm the guy that murdered 1,000 people. See, I'm gonna go murder some more people." And you got a gun in your hand, you're gonna shoot him.
And the leg detain him, take him to justice.
It's like,
I'm kind of in the Batman mode in
hey,
that.
what if you went Back to the Future? Hitler's there. I mean,
That is the whole.
yeah, but you can't go Back to the Future and change it's already happened.
Well, I wouldn't be going back to the future.
Oh, yes. Back to the
I wouldn't be going back to the future to visit.
greatest series of all times. If you're too young, you've never watched Back to the Future, go watch it.
Nah,
Get you a
man.
hoverboard right now.
Yeah, no. I do not wish ill will.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Ill will or
Anyways,
or unaliving upon anybody.
no, I
ever.
think that's stupid. That's very stupid and cowardly and just.
Did you hear Tenacious D's over?
No, I did not.
So
But I don't
We're
know. Many
fans of
people are going
comedy.
to know Tenacious D that much. People know Jack Black though.
yeah, we got Jack Black, Kyle Gass, the duo, Tenacious D. They did a concert like 2 days after the attempt, and it was Kyle Gass's birthday, and Jack Black brought a cake out. Or no, somebody brought a cake out for Kyle
Yeah.
Gass's birthday. And like, make a wish. And Kyle Gass said, "Don't miss next time."
Oh yeah. I did see that.
And they're done. Jack Black even severed ties. So I don't know. I think it's all very weird because I feel like a lot of the venues drop them, and like Jack's trying to separate himself from that because nobody, like, all their venues drop them, and they're like, we are no longer going to do the tour. Like, well, no, you can't because the tour is already done.
Right.
It's a weird fucking time we're living in. Everything's fucking bananas right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So let's jump off of that. Get away from all that bullshit.
Yes, please.
I want to talk to you about
Brain hurts now.
a really cool conspiracy theory.
No.
Nah, this is dope. This is bananas.
All right.
This one stems back to forever ago. Remember growing up, it's even like Tommy Boy, like Did he eat paint chips as a kid?
No. Why?
Yeah. So the paint chips thing.
Yeah.
So I heard this conspiracy theory, which it actually kind of makes sense.
Lead paint?
Lead paint. So I'll just say broad spectrum right now. Even though we don't have lead paint, do you kids ever eat paint chips?
Not yet, but
Are there ever paint
still
chips?
getting older,
Are there ever paint chips just around for kids to eat?
Well, I think your paint has to be old and it has to get like really dried up and cracked. And they must have used to really like just slather it on there. I think paints probably came a long way in its technology. Maybe it's because it was probably petroleum based back then and now it's more oil based now, which that petroleum
Well, it was
oil,
lead. It
but
was lead based.
it was lead based. Yeah, they put some lead in there to really make it stick. And now I think paints probably came a long way in technology. But you can still see paint flake if you like go paint some plastic right now and leave that out in the sun. It'll fucking flake right off.
How many chips are kids actually eating? So the conspiracy. That was a preface. The conspiracy theory that I heard was they made that campaign of kids are going to eat paint chips and they're going to be lead, so don't use lead paint anymore. Use latex base or any of this other shit base because lead based paint. When you go into
Super soldiers.
well, when you go to get an X-ray, what are they wearing? Lead vests,
Right.
because you can't see through them; they're impenetrable. So the theory is, back in the day, and that's why I love it. This is why I love it because this goes back to like the fucking 50s and 60s.
What?
So even back then, they think that the whole thing about no lead-based paints because your kids are going to eat them, get lead poisoning, was because the government wanted to be able to X-ray through your house, and they can't do it if you have lead-based paint.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you can see me jerking off in the shower. What?
Well, no, like, have you ever heard of a Faraday cage?
Yeah.
So the Faraday
like
cage
like
is,
a super room, like
yeah.
electrified, so like you can't look into that.
Well, so EMPs can't get your electronics, and also the government can't spy on you through a Faraday cage. Whereas back in the day, the entire house was a Faraday cage with lead paint on the walls.
Maybe it's a scramble it a little bit. I don't know.
Literally, you painted your whole house in a Faraday cage.
How much lead was in that paint though? Like I'm talking about, you know what I mean?
Enough that they.
And then second to that, you still have windows. So
True. Well,
I mean, but yeah, your secret room, which is probably in your basement anyways, which is not going through the fucking dirt to see you either.
but like you hear. I was intrigued by this one because you hear of all these conspiracy theories like. Oh, the world's flat. Like the moon landing didn't happen. The this, that, the other, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But like that's the one. Like, oh shit. Like, yeah, no kids were ever actually eating paint chips.
I don't know. I'm gonna apologize to everybody right now for this comment, but I supersede everybody like weird government comment, weird like all this conspiracy shit with. I'm just worried a super volcano is gonna fucking blow up,
Oh
or a meteor is gonna hit the Earth. And we're all fucking done anyways.
Yeah, wait till Yosemite hits.
And even when that happens, I'm gonna be like, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, we gotta run to like this bunker. And I'm like, no, I'm not living in a fucking bunker for the next 20 years and dying in a bunker. Let's just ride her out.
Well, maybe if you had lead paint on your walls, you'd be fine.
Yeah, maybe I lead paint. And I built and I spent $100 million on a bunker underneath my house that I could go sit in underground and be like, this is cool. I'm going to die down here, but at least I get my kids out.
Dude, we talked about it in the last podcast.
Yeah, and I'm just like, man, all right. It's time, right? Dinosaurs did it. I'm down.
We're not going to see any of that. We're going to see AI
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence is going to be the next president.
Shit's getting wild, man. Getting wild.
Well, somebody else is going to be the next
Wild by the
president.
minute.
But like
Wild by the
within
minute.
20 years, we're going to see the United States government turn themselves over to
we
an artificial
might get
intelligence.
robots by the time we're 60, and that's I'm
For
kind of excited
sure,
for
dude.
that. I'm kind of excited for that because at least we'll get like the cool robots that are like really helping us out.
By the
like,
time we're 60, 20 years?
yeah,
Fuck yeah, dude.
we'll get the cool robots that are like really helping us out. Be like vacuum this, dust this, clean this, and like until they like metaphor us into like, oh, now like we have the John Connors, right?
So you want yours to like dust for you and stuff?
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, hey, you know, go pick up the dog shit and like
I
go
want a
do all this stuff.
Completely different route.
Yeah, well, yours dirty, so.
Mine has to deal with my penis.
I'm.
Dude, I can sweep my floor all day. I don't give a shit about that.
I ain't saying that mine can't pleasure both me and my wife at the same time, but I also ain't saying
And sweep
that
the floor?
everything else chores are all done.
Yeah.
And then I can just like go out on the boat and like robots up at the house, clean the house, taking the dog out. Hell, shit, I can take a vacation and I come home and the house is spotless and like,
Oh, dude, I'll even do your job for you and shit.
yeah, I'd be like, just punch the numbers in. I'm gonna call you with the
Yeah.
order. Oh, my job's obsolete by then, by the way. But yeah,
Probably, yeah.
most of ours are. But yeah,
Yeah, I
unless you learn how to work on the robots, which
I have a little
know.
hope that I work on automated machines. So
like we talked about, the fast food industry is getting there quickly. They
Yeah.
will be the first ones. They will be the ones. And you have a little work on that. I'll tell you what, I like if my kids are old enough and it's not in place yet, I'm gonna be like, you need to go into robotics, you need to go into computer, like you will have a job worth a shitload of money because this will be, you know, you just go work for Taco Bell and make $1 million a year working on robots, making robots.
right.
Be easy money. But yeah, anyways.
All right. We
One
have time for one more.
One more.
subject.
Yep.
I'm gonna break off of all the things we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Regional barbecue.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's switch off of all the bullshit,
I need to try more of it.
all the
There.
things. So I pulled up this little map. Did I share it with the people? Yeah, I shared it with the people.
Mm-hmm.
So, regional barbecue, of all the barbecues that matter, apparently is where this is.
Oh, exactly.
I didn't even know there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them.
I didn't know Tennessee had its own barbecue.
Apparently they do. So Tennessee has dry rub focused paprika, cayenne pepper, salt, sugar. Their special to meat is ribs. So Tennessee apparently has ribs. I had some ribs in Tennessee. They're okay.
Why is Missouri just burn-ins?
Well, Missouri, it's weird because they listed as Missouri, but St. Louis style barbecue is.
Right.
I think that's what they're going to. And they have brisket. Missouri, St. Louis doesn't know brisket. Texas for sure, brisket. Texas 100%. Their barbecue
Yeah, absolutely.
is brisket. I didn't even know Alabama had a thing.
And what the pork butt, shoulder, and ribs. So you're pretty much the best parts besides the belly. I mean, besides the bacon, which I don't see belly anywhere, which is that's just bacon, I guess. But still, they're pretty much the whole goddamn hog besides the belly.
Yeah. Well, and you look at South Carolina, special meat is the whole hog.
Whoever made this map is fucking smoking crack.
But I want to say North Carolina, South Carolina to me is Carolina. It's just Carolina
it's
barbecue.
Carolina barbecue. With Carolina
Vinegar
sauce.
base.
Yeah.
It's that vinegar base. Maybe a little mustard in it, and then sometimes maybe mustard based sauce.
Right.
You eat your red pepper flake, a lot of vinegar, a little sugar, mix in a little ketchup in there.
Yeah.
I didn't know Kentucky had its own. Their special meat is mutton.
Mutton.
That's bananas.
That's not even pig, but all right. Yeah, it's smoking the lambs.
So, with this being said,
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of glanced over all these. I will say my favorite is Texas. I love fucking brisket. I hated when all these people from Texas came up here, worked in the oil field with me, and they're like, "You guys don't know barbecue." I'm like, "Fuck you, you're a piece of shit." And then I go down to Texas and I get their brisket. Like, okay, you were right about one fucking thing. You're right about one fucking thing. Brisket in Texas is the best fucking ever. Hands down, bar none. I'm sold on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to ask you, what do you think an Ohio style is? Do we have a style of barbecue?
It's probably a mix of everything because it's just like, I mean, because you'll get your sweet barbecue from like the Texas barbecue, the tomato base, whatever. But then you'll have some people. I think it mainly lean towards like a Texas barbecue for the most part.
I would say similar to
With-
Texas, but we add sugar in a lot of shit.
A lot of sugar, yeah. I like to put sugar on mine too, just because it makes an easy bark. It's an
Yeah.
easy way to get a good bark.
In Texas, they don't sugar shit.
Yeah.
Up here, I feel like a lot of what I've eaten in Texas is similar to what we do here, but we do a little more sugary up here.
Yeah.
We put sugar in the rubs, we put sugar in the barbecue a little more.
They're just salt and pepper on the brisket, and you don't mess with it. Like that's it. Salt and pepper on the brisket. Typically,
That's
I think.
Texas brisket
That's
there,
Texas,
dude.
and then you have
Yeah.
your sauce on the side. You don't sauce it. You don't do anything. You
That's-
make your little barbecue sauce on the side, but you salt and pepper it, and you get the bark
and it's
naturally.
perfect.
Where I like to get granulated seasoning, put it all over mine,
Yeah.
and I put some brown sugar that gives an extra bark. I
And that's
think.
the thing, yours is perfect too.
Yeah, I mean, I love mine. I love mine, and I've always said I said this. I think a few episodes ago. Is like I've never just salt and peppered a brisket. I've never done it. I never from the beginning when I started smoking till now. I've done the same thing. I'm like, I need to just salt and pepper a brisket next time.
I've
I get a
never
brisket.
either.
Yeah, just salt and pepper. See how it comes out. And you find binders in other countries too, where they put the mustard binder down.
Yeah.
Countries, states. Other states will put a mustard binder on it, and then just do salt and pepper. But you're still adding something else to it, right?
Right.
You're still adding a vinegar-based mustard to the product, just so more seasoning sticks
like
to it.
In the long run, it's just adding the bark. It's not really
Right?
that mustard isn't permeating the meat at all.
No,
You
no,
know, not even in the least bit.
no. You get a little bit of that maybe in some spots, but like for the most part, it's not permeating the meat. So, to me, like I want to do next time we do one, I'm gonna do just a salt and pepper, just because I need to for my own scientific reasons.
So
But I love that little bit of sweetness you get from the brown sugar, and I love the granulated spices on the out of mine because it's just like then you get that spices, you know.
So I must want to sit here and think like, because to me, this whole map, it's cool. I love Carolina barbecue. I love their sauce.
Yeah.
Uh,
Carolina vinegar base.
It's
If you want to call it barbecue sauce, whatever it is, yeah,
great.
mop sauce, whatever.
I do think Texas is the champ. They're ones to go against.
Yeah,
I want to go against Texas brisket and, and us prime rib.
I think what you would have to do is pull people from another country
Yeah.
and bring them over that have never had brisket, and then cook from all these places and then have them try it. Or yeah, just do brisket and prime rib and see what's up.
Because to me,
But I'm sure a prime rib map is probably different everywhere else too.
Yeah, but to me, like those are the. It's not a question of who does the best barbecue. It's what's
Right.
the best cut of meat. In my mind, we're looking at either a
Ooh.
good smoked Texas brisket
Ooh,
or a good horseradish and herb crusted prime rib. Like, get the fuck out of town. Like, that's dope.
damn, that's a tough decision.
You know,
What would you rather have?
if we're not going barbecue versus barbecue, if we're going meat versus meat, dude,
Well, you can smoke a prime rib too.
you can.
Yeah, most people don't.
Yeah, no, not.
I smoked
Not
a little one
normally.
before. It was fantastic.
And I'm sure you could take a brisket and roast it like a prime rib
Oh
too.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's Do you like beef or pork better, I guess?
Well, they're both beef.
Or, I mean, do you like... Yeah, they're both fatty. Sorry. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain went a different way.
Do you like well, the brisket's like the side meat,
brisket's under the ribs.
and then the ribeye,
It's a little bit back, but it's more the main cut. So
Yeah,
I would say your brisket's a fattier piece.
I love them both because they're super fatty.
Yeah, they're both fatty.
Well, I will say though, with the brisket, you have the option of getting the lean end of it.
right.
So, because if you
Well,
go to
it's
any smoke shop that's worth their salt, you can get lean or moist, they call it.
Yeah, because your brisket's up on the front end, right?
Yeah,
Going towards the back, and it's probably, is it fucking touching? Well, maybe it's lower to the belly, but I mean, you have the same option with a ribeye as well, right? 'Cause
rib loin. Yeah,
You're going from the strip loin to the sirloin, so one's fattier to leaner. I mean, they're both the same. So I don't know.
that's
We'll save that for another day.
yeah.
But
the
I
cool
think-
thing is, I love them both.
I think we should call it right there
Yeah.
and let you guys debate. Let you guys comment. Tell us your favorite.
Yes.
And
Put it up for date. Put it in the comments.
please
Texas
comment.
brisket.
Brisket
Brexit?
versus prime rib. Which one would you rather have?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's Texas or not. Which one would you rather have if you had to have it every single Friday for the rest of your life, no matter what? Would you rather have brisket or prime rib?
And I would have to say Texas brisket is Terry Black's, dude. Bar none.
I don't know. We'll see.
But hey,
Hey.
take the chance to click like and subscribe. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Love you,
guys.
Cody.
Click like, subscribe. Tell your grandma.
We'll catch you guys next week.
Peace.